Mandy. Hi, CJ. Hey, Gina. Hi, TJ. Hello, phone widow. Sorry, I'm taking my shoes off. My feet got hot on my walk. Hey, Jimmy. Hi, Arlene. Hey, Heather. Hey, Tasha. Helio says hi. Hi, Pomish. It is the world famous dog licking his butt on my video. Yep. Helios. It's enough. Helios, you want to come say hi? Come here. Come say hi. Oh. Everybody, this is Helios. Hey, Vanessa. He's giving himself side eye in the camera, which is pretty hilarious. You made it, Lorraine. Show them your teeth. Oh, disco boy. Okay, that's enough. Kiss. Thank you. Okay, bye. Okay, no, you may not have my socks. Okay. All right, I wanted to give people a couple minutes to show up and say hi before I got started. You can tell it's cycle week. I have friends joining the live stream. Did anyone have anything especially delicious for dinner? Have you guys even eaten dinner yet? I ate before the live because I was like, I can't wait until after. Couldn't wait. I was hungry. So I had lunch really early today, at like 11:15, 11:30. Hi, Deanna. Hey, Krista. We'll give it like 2 more minutes until like 6:05, and then I'll start going through all my goodies before we get into the Q&A. Ooh, corned beef and cabbage. It's delicious. That's the meal that got me my husband. Lorraine, you had the macro-friendly food Philly cheesesteak pizza. I had the Philly cheesesteak shells for dinner. Leftovers. I'm going to be eating them all week for lunch. It's good, though. I haven't had the pizza yet, but that's on my short list. 12.5. You started 12.5, Jimmy? That's understandable. Yeah, it kicked me pretty hard when I started it from 10 milligram too. Hi, Mandy. Judy. Mandy? Judy. Mandy. Yes. Your hubby was anti-pasta today? I don't think my husband's ever been anti-pasta a day in his life. Ooh, grilled pork tenderloin and green beans sounds good, CJ. We're making pork tenderloin chops this week. Parmesan crusted ones. And I'm going to be eating them with green beans and mashed potatoes. So, turkey meatloaf with peppers and onions. That sounds good, Heather. I've been stuck on that. Hey, Belinda, that I had that macro-friendly food turkey, barbecue turkey meatloaf. Man, it was good. And I've been craving it ever since, but there's all these recipes I want to try. So like I haven't really done any repeats yet because I'm still stuck on the ones wanting to try the ones I haven't tried yet. Ooh, beef tips and mushrooms sounds good, Gina. Yum. Y'all stop, you're making me hungry. Not really. Yeah, I mean, food still like sounds good, but I mean, I don't want to eat it. Whereas before, like I could have just kept shoving food in my face, but now it's like once I've had it, I've had enough. All right, it's 6:05. People have had time to get here. If they're going to get here, they'll just straggle. I know it was very last minute notification, so I won't be surprised if we don't have as many people today. Um, Unfortunately, when my husband works on Sunday, we don't really know until like Friday afternoon. So, like, I could schedule these, but if he's home, I like to be able to get spend time with him. So, it is what it is. Anyway, so this last week, I just finished the fifth week of my 12-week cut. If you guys have missed any of my recent videos or vlogs, talking head videos, I started this thing to kind of refresh my energy for weight loss, where I'm starting a defined weight loss period of 12 weeks. And in that 12 weeks, I'm going to do my best to just stay completely on track and do everything that I can to try and lose weight in those 12 weeks. And then at the end of those 12 weeks, I'm going to go into a 4 week maintenance phase where I'm going to try and keep my weight the same for 4 weeks, not gain, not lose, for 4 weeks to give my metabolism a break from being in a deficit. And then I will go back into another 12-week cut. And I'm just going to keep up that kind of cycle until I reach my goal weight, which will probably still take quite a while because I probably still have over 100 pounds to lose. But, I'll get there eventually. And I figure if I'm going to be eating like this for the rest of my life, it doesn't really matter how long it takes. I mean, yeah, there's that part of me that just wants the weight gone, but I I want to do it in a way that's healthy where my body, I'm going to be able to maintain it at the end. So that's it. Hi, Chantal. Anyway, so this last week was the end of my fifth week on the cut. So this next week is going to be the start of the sixth week. So that'll be the halfway point in the cut. I'm still injecting in my stomach. Prior to several weeks ago, I want to say like 4 to 6 weeks ago, I was injecting in my thighs, and I started trying to inject in my stomach to see if I would have any better results. I don't know if the results are better or not. I'm not really having any issues, and it's not as painful in my stomach, which is nice. That's a bonus. So I think I've talked about this before that I've been struggling with the food noise coming back, and my appetite suppression hasn't been as good as what it was, in the beginning. And I still definitely am seeing some of that, but since I went up to the 12.5 and now that I've been on it for several weeks in a row, um, I haven't been getting as much food noise as long as I'm busy. Like as long as I'm focused on something or I'm like, in that mindset, I'm not having a lot of food noise. I'm not thinking about food. But I mean, honestly, that kind of was that way for me before I was on the drugs. But I do still have the problem sometimes where when I'm sitting and I'm idle and I'm just playing games on my phone or I'm just watching TV or not doing anything, then I'm definitely still getting some of those invasive, like, oh, we should eat something, even though I know I'm not hungry. So that's still a thing, unfortunately. And I think it's just because, at this point, I've been on these drugs for a year and a half, and those are side effects that do diminish over time and eventually they go away. So I just think that I'm kind of ending the, you know, the cycle for what that looks like for me. Um, I am, hi, Rochelle. Um, I am getting like the full feeling when I go out to eat, but it's been really delayed. So like 15 minutes or so after I'm done eating, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I think I may have eaten a little bit too much. Thankfully, I know the portion sizes I need to eat, so it isn't much of an issue. But there are times when I wish I had stopped a few bites earlier, but I didn't know until after I was already done eating, which is not super helpful. It's definitely not the way that it was when I was on Wegovy. With Wegovy, it was like the second that I had had too much to eat, I knew, and or the second that I was full, I knew. And this has been a thing, really, that feeling I had when I first started Manjaro, but then it's kind of slowly dwindled over time to where I'm not feeling it as, significantly. I did have that experience also on the semaglutide compound. So I am an extremely slow eater, so I know it's not just that I'm eating too fast for my stomach to be able to catch up. So I know it's not that. It's just for whatever reason that fullness feeling is like on a delay. Um, I am still continuing to do my 3 walks a day, Monday through Friday. I usually do 2 on Saturday and Sunday because I'm a lot more active on Saturday and Sunday. But if I don't at least go on one, that puppy in there goes a little nuts. He's gotten very accustomed to his walks and he likes them a lot. So I do plan to eventually add strength training, but probably not until I start my next cut, which won't be for another like 10 weeks from now. I want to make sure that this kind of walking habit that I'm trying to form is like really entrenched before I start to try and pile on new stuff, because usually my MO is I try to go real hard in the paint all at once, and then I just burn myself out and I stop everything. So I started these 3 walks at the beginning of the 12-week cut, and I'm going to continue that all the way through, and I'm not going to add anything new until I start my next one. So that's probably when I'm going to start doing some strength training and weight training. I do not do cardio. The closest thing I do to cardio is my walks, but those are very slow and relaxed, and they're just meant to increase my NEAT, my non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So that's the only reason I walk. It's not to get my heart rate pumping. That's just not. There's been a lot of research that's shown that cardio can actually be counterproductive to weight loss, and that's been my experience with my own self personally. So I noticed that I did notice, like, towards the end of the week 4, that I was starting to get hungry again, or like I wasn't really full after my home cooked meals. So I upped my calories to 1,725 this last week for my calorie cycle. And I'm going to stay there for the duration of the cut unless my weight loss slows down. So like if all of a sudden I notice that my weight loss is just really, really starting to tank, then I will start lowering my calorie intake. But I'm just going to stay there for now. I did do better with my protein this week, but I still fell a bit short of my 30% goal for the week overall. Hey, Lisa. However, if you follow me on Instagram, you already know this, but we're on Facebook. My cousin sent me the Ninja Creamy that his wife bought. She bought it thinking it was a smoothie maker. And I don't think I'm going to have any issues hitting my protein goals now that I have my Creamy, because as long as I'm eating those, they're like 40 grams of protein a piece. And they're so low in calorie that I can eat an entire Creamy in one sitting if I want to. So I'm sure that I may want to take a break from them eventually. Like I might get tired of them, but for now I'm having lots of fun experimenting with different flavors and mix-ins, and I will be posting lots of creamy recipes very, very soon. If you don't know what a Ninja Creamy is, check out Instagram or YouTube for Ninja Creamy videos. It's basically just a specialized blender that turns frozen like protein stuff into ice cream, and it's amazing. And I love it every day, and it's my favorite thing right now. So, to my weight loss progress on my week 4 tracking day, Lorraine, it will definitely help you get your protein in, like no joke. It's so good. And even though it's just like, it's the same thing is drinking a protein shake. It is not the same thing as drinking a protein shake because I couldn't finish a full creamy yesterday, even though it's basically like I can drink a protein shake in like 5 seconds and be done and not be full. But for whatever reason, eating it as a creamy me so full. I don't understand the magic. I just know it's good. Um, so on my week 4 tracking day, I was at 200. Jimmy, it's not a bad thing. Get one. I think at Costco they're like half off right now. I think they're like $115, which is way cheaper than what they normally are. It's like more than half off, depending on the gravy and where you find it. So if you have a Costco membership, do it. He's like, I'm going. So on my week 4 tracking day, I was at 261 pounds. And this week on my tracking day, I hit 259.2, which means I lost 1.8 pounds from Friday to Friday. And I am finally below 160. I have been waiting for that to happen since like October. And praise the Lord and past the ammunition. It happened finally this last week. Thank you, Krista. Thanks, Jimmy and Lisa. So my week 4 average was 262.4, and my week 5 average was 260.9, which is a 1.5 pound difference from my overall week to week. And that brings my 5-week total for this 12-week cut experiment to 17.4 pounds in 5 weeks, which is 3.48 pounds per week on average. And I'm not mad at that at all. I mean, obviously, a lot of that was in the first week because I had a lot of water weight that I had put on from what had happened prior to when I started the cut. But it doesn't matter. It came off. And in total, I've lost 106.2 pounds since starting Wegovy in October of 2021, which is very exciting. What is it about changing that second number? It does boost your mood so much. It shouldn't. I try so hard not to tie my mood to the scale, but y'all, when it's positive, I try to embrace it. I did want to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on the job search. There's really still not that much to report. I applied for a software engineering apprenticeship this last week that I'm absolutely drooling over. I have done everything I can short of storming the building to try and get my application seen by the people that need to see it. I mean, I've stalked everybody I can find on LinkedIn. I've messaged my, Instagram people, Facebook people, anybody that I can think of that might work there or know somebody that works there so that I can get the word out about my application that's sitting there. And I'm hoping, at this point, it's out of my hands. There's really nothing else that I can do. So hopefully I will hear something, but I'm just going to keep trucking along. So Richard and I kind of spoke this last week about what to do if I continue not to hear back from my applications, because at this point, I think I've applied for over 100 jobs and I have not heard back from one of them. I haven't had any callbacks. I haven't had any interviews. I haven't had anything. So I'm going to start researching boot camps that offer job placement assistance for software engineering. So like coding, software engineering, preferably something with Python, backend, SQL, stuff like that. So if you work in programming, DevSecOps, all that stuff, and you used a boot camp that you loved and was great with career placement, please send me a message or an email to let me know who you used. I would appreciate it greatly. It would be amazing and wonderful and fantastic. So, but that's pretty much it in terms of what's going on with me right now. I'm still just trucking along, looking for work and trying to keep things updated with you guys as much as I can, try and keep on the wagon with the health stuff. And I did all my meal prep today. Yay me. Granted, I did a very easy meal plan for myself this week, so like there were like seriously 3 things that I needed to do. But I did them. I did them. In the past, I would have just been like, it's only 3 things. I can just do it during the week. But it would have made my life during the week so much more difficult. Anyway, do you guys have questions for me? What's going on with you guys? Let me know the things. The chat is so quiet today. Usually you guys are talking so much that I can't even get through the things. Lorraine, you're making your breakfast now. What are you having for breakfast this week? I'm doing breakfast sandwiches, like English muffin breakfast sandwiches. So I just pre-made the little egg pucks. So those are already done. And I was going to just assemble the sandwiches all the way from start to finish, but like I really like a toasty muffin on my, you know, for my breakfast sandwiches. And I knew that if I put them together that the muffin wouldn't be toasty, and I didn't want that. I didn't want a soggy muffin. Nobody likes a soggy muffin. Deanna, you're putting laundry away. You're my hero. Egg white, turkey sausage, and spinach muffins. That sounds so healthy. Good job. None of my breakfasts look that healthy or sound that healthy. I also picked the prettiest cantaloupe I think I've ever picked in my whole life today. I cut it open and it was so beautiful and it smelled so good. You pulled a 24-hour shift yesterday, CJ? That is not, no ma'am. Yuck. I mean, I are you a nurse? Cuz bless you if you are. Gina, you Toyota had clothes in the washer? Don't put your car in the washer. Don't do it. You pair it with fruit and tater tots. That sounds delicious, Lorraine. Everything's better with tots. Do protein shakes for breakfast. Oh, well, that wouldn't do a dang thing to keep me full. Protein shakes do not keep me full, guys. Even with Manjaro, I can't. Now, I'll take these over a protein shake any day. Have you guys ever had Built Bar Puffs? These things are like chocolate covered marshmallows of happiness. And they have like 140 to 160 calories and 17 grams of protein. They are so freaking good. So good. I have a 10% discount code for those now because I buy them so much. I was like, I need a discount code for these. Lisa, I get them from the Built website. Sam's Club does have some Sam Clubs, not all of them. They have a box that has the brownie batter ones, which are delicious. And then the other half of the box is the churro ones, and they are less delicious. They're still okay. They're just not my favorite. And honestly, with my 10% discount code, they're just as cheap when you buy them on the website, and then you can get whatever flavor you want. I will put, there's a link in one of the videos that I put up last week. The one that I talked about my top 5 products, it's in that video, but I will put it in the description of this video as well. I promise I will. In fact, I can do it right now. Maybe. I'm not good at multitasking. Do-da, do-da. Let's see. Yep. Okay, I put the Built Bar discount link and the code in the description. But make sure you get the puffs. The puffs. So very important. Marshmallows, chocolate, delicious. And they have lots of collagen in them, which is good for your skin and your hair and your nails and things. So, oh, you're a midwife, CJ? That's amazing. Oh, in a hospital. Bless your heart. That's amazing. Hi, Melissa. I see you. Your CVS has been out of Ozempic for 2 weeks now, Rochelle. I would call around. I've heard nothing but horrible things about CVS when it comes to these drugs. People having problems getting them to process their coupon right, getting them people, yeah, just all kinds of stuff. Just horrible, horrible stories that I've heard about CVS. Judy, I went ahead and put, I think you probably already heard this, but Judy, I put a link and a discount code in the description for where I get the bars. Yeah, Lorraine, Nikki had Abby at a birthing center. We had 2 midwives and a doula at Port Tanner. 2 midwives, a doula, the birth photographer, and me and Nikki and poor little Tanner. And we were there for 24 hours. Yep. They got to take lots of naps though, but she pushed for 5 hours. 5. Her midwife had been doing them for 20 years, and she said that was the longest pushing phase she had ever been part of. It was nuts. It was real good birth control for me. I really didn't want kids before that, but I really didn't want kids after that. Gina, my favorite built puffs. My favorite, it's kind of a 3-way tie right now. The brownie batter ones, the mint brownie, and the cookies and cream are probably my 3 favorites. The mint brownie and the cookies and cream are, I think they're limited edition flavors, so they don't have them all the time. But the brownie batter they have all the time. And I love the cookie dough chunk. And I think they still have them in stock right now. They brought them back for a limited release last Thursday. And when I checked this morning, they still have some in stock. So if you're interested in trying the cookie dough chunk, they don't always have those, but they do right now. So check that out. And I think those are my favorites. I ordered some peanut butter ones, the peanut butter puff, but I think those might have sold out too. I haven't gotten mine yet. So let's see. Heather, you are officially down 130 pounds since May. That's amazing. Overall total loss is 199. And you have your hip surgery scheduled for May 23rd. That's so amazing. I'm so happy for you, Heather. TJ, you've been taking your shot every 10 days for the last 2 doses. It seems to be working just as well. I did this so I have some backup pens for anticipated delay on refill. Yeah, that makes sense. I started refilling every 3 weeks months ago because I knew that the supply issues were kind of ongoing. So I have 2 boxes, but I mean, that's the end of my refills. I don't have any more after those 2. That's the end of my coupon. So in 8 weeks, I will be Sans Munjaro. Melissa, we do really good at lining up these lives with your Girl Scout nights. Judy, I wish I could be on Wegovy. I had fantastic results on Wegovy. It hasn't been the same since I ran out of the coupon. Gina, you're having a real hard time with your autocorrect, honey. I don't know what a mani puri coupon is, but it sounds delicious. A lot of people, most people, I want to say, are going with the compounds. That's what a lot of people are doing, and that's probably what I'm going to do. But with Wegovy, until I get my job situation straightened out, I don't know for sure. A job that has insurance that has Wegovy on formulary, and then I can get back on Wegovy, that would be great. But we'll see. I don't know. Lorraine, you wouldn't have made it without a doctor. You had to have an automatic repeat C-section. Oh, that's scary. Well, so the birth center that Nikki picked was literally like half a block away from an emergency room and a hospital. So she did that on purpose because if there were any complications, she wanted to make sure that she could make it to the doctor. And there was a point where her blood pressure got really high, and she thought they thought she may have to move to the hospital. Able to get it down with some homeopathic stuff and lots of prayer. Chastity, you got the peanut butter and the cookies and cream last week. So did I. I have the cookies and cream. They are delicious. They're not what I was expecting, I will say. I expected it to be chocolate on the inside and like cream on the inside, like an Oreo with like cookie pieces, but it's chocolate on chocolate on chocolate, which I am not mad about. It is delicious. Vanessa says, I've never had an issue with CVS. I've been dealing with them for years. As far as Manjaro goes, I've always got them on time since September, but my insurance covers it. It makes a big difference. Yes, it does. If you're not relying on the coupon, then I'm sure CVS is fine. But I've heard just the coupon drama is just insane at CVS. I know, Melissa, you were having a really hard time with 12.5. I'm glad you're going back to 10. Phone Widow, you're doing Wegovy. You're saying it's expensive, so I'm assuming that means your insurance doesn't cover it. I'm sorry to hear that. Chastity, they will stop you filling after 12 fills. Yes. The coupon is technically good until June, but it's June or 12 refills. And once you hit your 12 refills, it's done. You can't get any more. Hey, Sandra. It's okay that you forgot, honey. This was a very last minute live. It's good to see you. Yeah, Heather, if I had insurance, I would do mail order pharmacy in a heartbeat. I wish I could, but it does not do it. Pamish wants to know what if I've decided what I'm going to do when my coupon expires in June. I kind of talked about that just a little bit, but I'm not 100% positive because I'm still waiting to find out what's going to happen with my job search. Best case scenario, I get a job with a place that has insurance coverage that covers Wegovy, and I can go back on Wegovy. Um, I may end up going back on the semaglutide compound, which is more expensive. But and I'm going to do the injectable this time because the oral did not work for me at all. Um, so I could try the injectable semaglutide, which is what I think my doctor wants me to do. Or I could just not take anything and just try to go about it the hard way because, I mean, it's been a while since I've had the appetite suppression and the noise suppression. But who knows? Going back to Wegovy after being on Manjaro, it may start all over for me again. I don't know. So everything's kind of up in the air for me right now still until I know what my insurance situation is like. Oh, the sound is going in and out? Uh-oh. Is it still doing it? It may be because I was too far away from the microphone. Okay. Carrie says, just found out the new for 2023 Blue Cross Blue Shield will cover FDA approved weight loss meds, which includes Wegovy. I'm hoping Majaro gets approved soon. Would like to stay on that. Probably not until Mounjaro gets approved for weight loss, which won't happen until later this year. But I would still think, Carrie, that that would depend on the plan that you have, because they have different levels of coverage that are usually determined by your employer. And because things like weight loss drugs are really expensive, so they generally tend to either require a prior authorization or you have to have more expensive insurance for them to be covered, which is just dumb. But, hopefully that changes. Yes, Chastity, I will say that getting my protein up was probably the biggest catalyst for my hair growing back. I think I think it really was the big thing. The thing that made the biggest difference for me. We need some black market Wegovy, Tasha. I wouldn't trust black market Wegovy. The closest thing you're going to get to that is the compound. So, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the chat, you guys. Lorraine says if Blue Cross Blue Shield covers it, a lot of other companies will too. Again, it depends on your particular plan. Yep. Unfortunately, it's all with the particular plan. I, with the employer that my husband is with now, we experienced for the first time since I have ever had insurance in my entire life, I have never had my prescription plan tied to my high deductible health plan where it shares the same deductible until I had this insurance. So to save money, they tie in our prescription coverage to our high deductible healthcare plan. So until I meet my $4,500 deductible, which we never do, by the way, and that's my individual deductible, by the way, not my family deductible. So until I reach my individual $4,500 deductible, my prescription coverage covers nothing. Zero. So even if I got a PA, it would be useless because I'd still have to come out of pocket $4,500 first. Insurance is very frustrating, Gina. I agree 1000%. Hey, Dave. Dave has joined the chat, everybody. It's a little slow today, Dave. This was a very last minute thing, so not a lot of people knew what was going on. It's good to see you too. Are you feeling better, Dave? You doing good? Everybody watches On the Pen with Man on the Manjaro. If you don't, you should. Especially if you have questions about the coupon. He's the man you see about the coupons. I don't talk about the coupon a whole lot because I haven't really had a whole lot of drama with my coupon because I found places that take good care of me. So you're slow too, so that works. That's funny. Uh, I'm sorry you're feeling sick, Dave. Don't get the Rona. It's terrible. Terrible. Yeah, Chastity, me and my husband, we never meet our deductible. I mean, there's a reason we have a high deductible health plan, because it allows us to have the HSA, which my husband's employer matches a certain amount on. So it makes more sense for us to just have the money in our HSA to use on whatever. So like we can use it on over the counter stuff like allergy meds and, you know, um, all of my supplements and all of that stuff I can use my HSA for. So it, you know, it makes more sense for us to do that than it does to spend a lot more money on insurance that we never use. That is true, Sandra. You never know. I will say I had one year where, for whatever reason, my husband and I decided to go with the creme de la creme, crazy high coverage that this new coverage that my old employer had. I was working for Sears at the time, and they had this Blue Cross Blue Shield plan that was basically like a true HMO. If you live in states other than Texas, like in California, an actual HMO like Kaiser or, really any HMO in California, everything is copay based. So you go to the doctor, you pay $25, and everything that happens at the doctor's office that day is covered by that $25. You go to the ER, it's $100, and everything that happens at the ER is covered by that $100. You go to a specialist and it's $50, and everything that you do at the specialist, all the tests they run, everything is covered by that money, as opposed to in Texas where everything is like you pay a copay, but then you pay a percentage of the visit on top of that, even with an HMO. And so we got like the Cadillac of HMOs that basically made it just like that, where you just paid a copay and nothing else. And that year, I ended up having some crazy weird thing that happened where it felt almost like I was having a heart attack. Like I just had this crazy pain across my rib cage, and I ended up going to urgent care. And while I was at urgent care, my blood pressure bottomed out so bad that I passed out while they were in the middle of taking my blood pressure, and my face turned like my whole body was like white as a sheet. Um, and they ended up calling the ambulance to take me to the hospital. They wouldn't let my husband drive me. And um, when we got to the ER, they did all of these crazy tests. Like I had an EKG and an ECG and a CAT scan and a PET scan and all of the scans, and they never found anything wrong. They were like, we don't know what it is. They thought maybe it was pleurisy, but there was nothing wrong with my heart. I didn't have any of the enzyme issues that are associated with heart attacks, like nothing. No idea what it was. Never happened again. But we paid $100 for that visit because we had gotten that new Cadillac coverage. We got a bill later. It was like $85,000 or something like that. So that was a God thing. He knew what was going to happen because I didn't want to pay $900 a month for health insurance that year, but it was worth it. So anyway, there's a little. How are you feeling, Sandra? You doing good? Hi, Julie. Everything is bigger in Texas, even medical bills. Yeah. You're still having sound issues? Is it me? I've never had any sound problems before. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. That's not it. I was just checking to see if I could switch my microphone in the middle of the thing. It sounds like YouTube might be having some issues. Several people have said if they had audio issues, they closed their app and restarted it, and it did it again, and it's fixing it. It's so weird. Why you gotta sabotage me, YouTube's? Dumb. Well, I it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of questions tonight. Usually y'all are really chatty, but I think we've got a lot of people that are just it's been a week for a lot of us. Okay. You had it happen last week with Chrissy? Okay. I'm really sad that I missed that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I had a job fair that day. which job fairs are dumb, by the way. I've decided I'm not going to them anymore. Unless it's specifically a tech job fair, then I will go to that, but I'm done. You wore makeup? I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, I'm just laughing near you. Did you put on lashes? Because that would have been the best. He did put lashes on? Oh my God. It's the best. Did your wife do it for you? Because if you did it by yourself, I'm very impressed. That's amazing. Everybody go watch Dave's live with Chrissy G from last week because apparently we all need to see him with makeup. That's hilarious. A Dollar Tree makeup and fashion haul. That's fantastic. Hey, Terry. How do you know how many calories to stay under? So I recommend using a TDEE calculator. Stands for total daily energy expenditure. And you could just Google TDEE calculator and it'll come right up. And it's the most accurate way that I've found to find your calories. When you pull up the most popular one and you pull it up, it's going to show you how many calories to eat, but that's like your maintenance calories. So you need to scroll down a little bit and it'll have a tab that says cutting on it, which means like you're trying to lose weight. And you want to click on that tab and that'll show you how many calories to eat for weight loss. So that's a good starting point. And you choose your activity level. If you're sedentary, meaning that you never do any exercise, that was me in the beginning. Then it has light exercise, moderate exercise, and heavy exercise. And it explains what qualifies in each of those. But I'm now doing 3 walks a day, Monday through Friday, and 2 walks on Saturday and Sunday. So I've kind of advanced myself into the lightly active or the light activity range. And I'm still eating a little bit less than what it's telling me to on the lightly active one. But it's kind of a guideline. Like everyone's going to be different, right? Because like how much you've dieted messes with your metabolism. So you may not be able to eat as many. So you just need to try it. And if you're still feeling hungry all the time, you may need to increase your calories a little. If you're not feeling hungry at all and you're not seeing any weight loss, then back off 250 calories or so. But the easiest way to speed up your metabolism and to increase your like the amount of calories you're burning is to increase your NEAT or your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And that's what I do with my 3 walks a day. I just do 3 10-minute walks, like they're short. And I do one after breakfast, one after lunch, one after dinner with my dog. If I forget, he reminds me. So it happens. Um, and I just go so that I'm not doing 30 minutes all at once because I don't want to do a 30-minute walk. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not interested. I hate exercise. But a 10-minute walk is doable. Super, super doable. And there are even times now where I'm like, you know what, I could do a little bit longer of a walk. And so I take the longer route instead of the 10-minute route. I do the 12 to 15-minute route. And I feel good about that sometimes. But I don't force myself to. And I don't feel like I have to. Yeah, the 3 10-minute walks a day, it really helps. The short chunks, it's easy to get through. I can't make an excuse because I always have 10 minutes. I can do 10 minutes. Lisa, what's your feeling on how much the medication is helping our body lose weight when I haven't had the side effects for a couple months, trying to decide if it's time to just go it alone? Um, Lisa, if you're the kind of person that's always been able to lose weight on your own, you've just always had a hard time staying on a diet. I'm of the belief that if you're no longer feeling the side effects of the food noise and the appetite suppression, you can probably just stop taking them. I mean, talk to your doctor about it, but I feel like there are certain people like me. I've always been able to lose weight. I've just had a hard time staying on a diet because, well, most of the time it's because I tried doing extreme diets. But there are other people who have like Hashimoto's, PCOS, stuff like that, where this is addressing things with their hormones that's allowing them to lose weight. So even if they're not feeling those side effects, like it's still doing other things in the background. And with diabetics who have an issue regulating their own blood sugar and stuff like that, like it's doing things in the background that's making that work. I feel like for the rest of us that don't have those issues, that we're just relying on the appetite suppression and the food noise suppression, I don't know if after those are done, it's if the drug is really going to do a whole lot to help. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to find out probably in a couple of months. But I mean, that's really something to talk to your doctor about. Julie says, I'm on Wegovy. I just took my third shot. Happy to report appetite suppression finally kicking in. That's awesome. I didn't realize that it would take a while to build up in my system to not feel hungry. Yeah, Wegovy, the 0.25 milligram is really just to kind of get your body used to the medication. A lot of people don't feel any of those effects until they get up to like 0.5, 0.7. They don't start feeling it until, later. So it's good that you're already starting to feel it at 0.25. And my recommendation, Julie, because I did not follow this advice, is to stay on a dose for as long as it works for you. Because I wanted to hurry up and get to the upper doses as quickly as possible. And I did that, and then I didn't have anywhere to go. And now here I am. So Terry, does it work the same if you don't eat at least your minimum, that it can stall weight loss? I mean, here's the thing, Terry, you're going to get a lot of people that are going to answer that question differently. I personally, if I didn't eat enough, I noticed my weight loss slow down significantly. Metabolic adaptation is a thing. So if you don't eat enough for your body to survive, your metabolism will eventually slow down to burn fewer calories. It will slow down your other body processes so that it doesn't starve to death. And it will start to make it so that you can survive on fewer calories, so that the only way you can get into a deficit then is to eat even less or to speed up your metabolism. So yes, it's a very dangerous game to not eat enough. And that's something that I've been saying since the beginning on this journey, was that I didn't want to just not eat. There are a lot of people that say that the way you lose weight on these drugs is to not eat unless you're hungry. But I will say, in the beginning, I could have easily survived, like if not survived, but I would have been able to easily go through a day eating less than 500 calories if I had only eaten when I was hungry. And so I think that there's still things you need to do to take care of your metabolism for the long run. Because if you get to the end and you've lost all this weight, but you've absolutely murdered your metabolism in the process, you're just going to gain it all back when you go off the drugs. Yeah, Melissa, if you've got insulin resistance, PCOS, Hashimoto's, any of those things, I think that these drugs definitely do something to help with the weight loss. It's just more, it's more the people that don't really have issues losing weight. They just needed the help with the food noise and the appetite suppression, like me. Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate you. Get some rest. Feel better. We all need you at your best, friend. Lorraine says 10 milligram is whipping her butt. Actually thinking of going back down to 7.5. You really struggle to get calories in. Yeah, I would, Lorraine. If you were still losing on 7.5 when you went up to 10, and 10 is making you feel some kind of way, I would go back down. Talk to your doctor about it, see what they say, but that's what I would do. I wish I hadn't sped to get up to the upper doses. I wish I had waited, because when I was at 5 milligram, it was working fantastic for me. And I wonder how long it would have stayed working that well for me if I hadn't hurried up and sped up to get to the 7.5. Do we have any other questions, guys? I don't want to miss anybody, but I know we've been on here for about an hour, almost. I try not to let these go much longer than an hour. I'll bring Helios on to say hi to people that missed him the first time. Helios, where are you, baby? Come here. Do you want a treat? Here it comes. Hi, handsome. What's Mama got? Yeah. He loves cheese, y'all. He was laying on the couch doing what dogs do. He's drooling like a sieve. That's my baby. Can I kiss? Can I kiss? Thank you, baby. Anyway, well, you guys, I really appreciate you showing up. I appreciate y'all being here as always. Thank you for coming and saying hi. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. I will have the Built Bar link and the discount code in the description for you guys. So if you're interested in those, definitely check them out. They are so good. Good night, Thumb. Yeah, Julie, this is Helios. He's a super, super sweet boy. I miss you too, Tasha. We need to get together soon. Thanks, Lorraine. Oh. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. I will see you on the next one, guys. Bye.